Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to this AFK journey video. So in this video, we're going to run through Zeeebo's free-to-play Relentless Rumble team for the Confused Clam boss over here. So before we start, let's run through the units buff. So the units buff is Fortitude, increases HP by 50%. For every 3 enemies that appear, this will be falling on the third one. So that's the usual enemy buff skill. And then we'll be facing 5 Confused Clams. The ability of Clams itself, number 1, Water Bomb is a AoE skill. So you kind of need a few survival units or units that can heal up to prevent yourself from being brought down quickly by this, and you probably need a little bit of tiers on your units to survive better, because I think if you use the lower tier units, this water bomb might actually kill the units before your defensive healers or even shielders or like buffers might come online. So that's one thing to take note of, because this skill hits quite hard with the shell protection buff right here, because shell protection allows the clam to increase all allies damage by 15%. So this shell actually hits pretty hard, and this buff will be transferred to you if you're able to defeat the enemies. So as much as you might want to fill some of the meta units, the tiers on those units will be quite important, because if they cannot survive from the initial barrage from the clam itself, you can't do damage. Okay, so that's with regards to the ultimate as well as the third skill. And then the second skill, tongue attack, deals damage while knocking the nearest enemy back by 2 tiles. So this might be a little bit disruptive for channeling units, but I think with correct positioning you can prevent this skill from knocking back the channeler in your team itself, namely Smokey, for this run. So that's with regards to the unit skills and the different counter measures. And then for the quest itself, for the second brawl, for you to max out everything, you will need 70 kills over here. So this will be your max reward, I'll say target, and that will be the benchmark for the teams that we are recommending for today. And then for the ranking over here, we're currently at the 36 at 107 kills with our free-to-play account. So I will be recommending a few team ideas that exceed 70 kills that you guys can try to see whether or not it works for your account. So let's start with the first team and my strongest team. So this one, I was experimenting a little bit with twins at 1 copy, but apparently it's not as good without that S+ ability buff. So I will talk about my best team first and discuss about the alternative for this team. So let's find my Tailin. Okay, so this is my strongest team on my free-to-play account. We have Carolina, Bonnie together with Tailin as the main damage dealer, with the secondary carrying potential from Sonya and mainly the buffing on our Carolina as well as Bonnie, which are 2 of our strongest unit in this lineup right here. Okay, so my Tailin's only 1 copy, upgraded to the legendary tier on this game mode. And then we have Smokey for the sustain as well as the buffs to keep our units going with additional damage as well. So right here in this position, Smokey is able to channel the skill fully without being interrupted, so that's why we put it in this position. And then for the artifact of choice, we have Storm Strike spell, which allows you to actually snipe down the enemy the later you go in battle, because as we progress further into the battle, Sonya's stats buff as well as Carolina's damage buff allows you to do a lot of damage as we move deeper into the battle, and you guys will see a lot of lightning strikes towards the end to actually help us secure even more kills. So without further ado, let's start this battle. So for the substitute portion, right, this is the Grave 1 fractional team. For the substitute portion, what I can suggest is number 1, either switching out our Smokey for Ludovic. If let's say your Smokey is not developed, for example, if you have your Ludovic build up, Ludovic's quite good. So Ludovic's role will be that of a little bit of damage with more heals for Tailin to channel her skill. So Tailin in this team, at least at this tier, might actually die because she's not very tanky. So the clam actually hits quite hard, like I mentioned earlier. So there is a possibility that your Tailin might die and then she might stop channeling her skill. So as long as your healer has sufficient healing power to heal her up as she's taking damage while channeling her ultimate, that could actually max out your damage, because Tailin's quite important to wither down the HP for the damage output of Carolina as well as Bonnie to come in to bring down the enemies right here. So this is the team idea. Okay, so Tailin stopped channeling because the enemies died a little bit fast, and then you can see my Tailin dying but reviving pretty quickly. So for this fight over here, I will strongly suggest you use your strongest tier units, because if you use like all legendary tier, I think you might not be able to survive, because based on my experience, I tried running a full legendary tier team, all my 1 copy units, it doesn't survive that well. So this is the top team, 106 kill here, 107 with even luckier RNG. So this is the damage distribution. So if my Tailin was in the Supreme Plus tier, probably hit a lot harder, and then we might be able to secure more kills from there. So this is with regards to my best team, the Graveborn, together with Sonya and Smokey support with Tailin. So team number 1 idea. Okay, now team number 2, we're going to go with the Wilder side. So for the Wilder side, let's remove all this first, right? For Wilder side, we want Iron, we want Lily May to stack up damage, and we also want our Iron here. I mean my Arden here for the AoE damage itself. So Sonya will be buffing up Lily May as well as Arden because they will be your main carry for the team. For this team itself, you don't need Arden. I mean, you don't need Almas because you don't actually need that root. You want that magical defense debuff as well as the ability to proc for additional roots and damage with Arden with Iron right here. So Almas is not needed because Almas doesn't increase your damage. So in Almas's place, you want to use another buffer to increase your damage output. Mikola is possible with the Courageous Fear ability, but not recommended because the Clam will actually... Okay, so first of all, let's talk about Mikola. We can do Mikola. It'll give you a 3-2 buff over here, but it's not that good because the Clam will always occupy the middle of the battlefield, so there's just very little way for you to get the full buff here, and that's why Sonya, I would say it's probably the better choice. Twins will work as well, so I do have a 1 copy Twins over here, currently at Legendary with this setup, so let's do this. Let's do this Twins combo here. So this is what we'll do. I think we can do this, put Smokey here, because Iron will pull all the units towards the other side, and Iron additionally has the ability to give magical defense debuff, which will increase the damage from this lightning strike over here. So this is a magical damage skill, and let's start the battle. Okay, so this one we'll use Twins. If you don't have Twins, use Sonya. So the role of Twins and Sonya for this team setup would be to buff your units up. So for this showcase, I chose to use Twins so that I have this better factional talent. But as you guys can see, at Legendary tier, Elijah and Layla has the risk of dying. But luckily for me, I have sufficient stats on my Smokey for the heal to keep my units healthy. Okay, 95 kills right here. So this is with a Wilder's team setup with our Elijah and Layla right here. Okay, so damage distribution, Lily May being the core carry. So Lily May and Arden, decent carries that can be used against this. So for this fight itself, I think all the factions will have a pretty decent team that you can use. Even for the Lightbearer one, Lightbearer one actually can run your full Lightbearer carries together with Smokey. Yeah, so let's put Smokey here. I think we'll do Merrily because you can use all the Lightbearer. The only not so good Lightbearer will be Sinbad, because Sinbad actually is not that good in this multi-unit fight kind of setting, because Sinbad dies pretty easily. So that's with regards to Sinbad. I think what we can do is we can use Shakir for this, because Shakir can transform. Yeah, so without further ado, let's put Shakir here. Let's start this battle. One copy Harrock as well, I think it's perfectly fine. Even 1 copy Tailin works. So let's just put 1 copy Tailin, I guess. Right, so this is low status or low tier Tailin together with our Maulers or Lightbearers combo. Yep, that's pretty much it for this one. So we did a 97 kill towards the end. This is the damage distribution with regards to this team. So yep, Odie might not be the best unit for this boss. So do take note, in case you have other better units, use other better units instead. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.